Today is our anniversary, 19 years together.
Not your anniversary, Mommy. Yesterday wasn't.
Yesterday was our wedding anniversary.
10 years married. It was a chill, cozy day that we just aimlessly did, right?
Yeah.
But it was really nice.
Bruno.
Sometimes this is what a normal wedding anniversary looks like, especially in these times, right? You do what you can and you just make it enjoyable and you stay present in the moment.
Right.
Knowing our circumstances, like I wanted to be reasonable. So I know like for priority, I did make coffee a choice, and to sit and to just like be present and not be in a rush. And I feel like that was like yeah, the perfect like it matched what I envisioned in my head. So we ended up walking all the way to the promenade, which is where Jeffrey proposed to me, and we got Millie to take photos of us, and it was really cool. It was a nice night. We just stood the whole time, but it felt really cool to be there. It felt like it was like my future self looking back in like for memories for some reason. I just felt an out of body experience. And we also stopped by random bookstores. So we ended up just getting Next Level Burger and bringing it home. And during that time, two things happened that I felt like God was just like stepping in and trying to like talk to us, I guess. It was a homeless man who ended up like asking us to buy him something to eat. But I'm not going to go into details because I feel like it's not important that we bought him something to eat. It's just more so important that I asked God for a miracle yesterday, but it was more so a miracle for me and my family. But it ended up being a miracle for that man because like after a whole conversation, which took forever, right? Like in the moment, it felt like forever because at this point we're tired, the kids are tired, but this man is like giving us his whole life story. But he mentioned a miracle, and he mentioned God. Well, after Jeffrey mentioned God, Jesus Christ, he mentioned God, and he's a believer, but he's just down on hard times. But the point is, so I don't ramble on, is that he mentioned that he need a miracle, right? And I felt like that triggered in my mind to like remember what I asked God for earlier that day in the morning. And I was like, oh God, the miracle wasn't for me, the miracle was for him. So I was just happy that we were able to bless him through God to buy him something to eat, because we haven't gotten outside food in a while. Like the last time we got outside food was we went to Beacon, New York, and we planned for that trip. Like at that moment, we weren't thinking about our funds. We were just more so thinking about, listen, let's get this man food. And then he showed us a button, like it says vegan. So he's a homeless vegan. So he's really trying to practice being vegan still, even though he's homeless. So the fact that he was like he met us even though we weren't supposed to be there, it just felt like a miracle for him, because technically like we had already said from the beginning of the day, like I really don't want the things that we normally would get. Since it's like our anniversary, I wanted it to be special, like go somewhere we would never really go or haven't gone to, or it's just not in the budget all the time. But today is like a special day. It's our 10 year, and it's and today the 14th is our 19 year. So we just wanted to do something that's not typical, right? So for us to end up there and then to be able to help that man through God, right? And not glory to us, glory to God. I was just like, oh wow, this is the miracle. And I told Jeffrey this after, like when we were walking out and going to the subway. And then another thing that happened was, while he was talking to me, if y'all know me, I'm very icky, okay? Anything makes me icky, okay? So while he's talking and telling us his life story, I was like, this man is gonna hug us. And he wasn't like if you know, right, how homeless people look in New York City, he wasn't like that, but he was close to it. Okay. And at that moment, I just felt like me being conscious and present and aware of his circumstances. I was like, yeah, like you really, anyone could end up being homeless. Anyone can end up being in hard times. And a natural disaster can be so critical that anyone could end up being homeless. So while he's talking to me and telling us his story as to why he's homeless, I was like, this man is gonna hug us. This man is gonna, and I felt like God was telling me to prep yourself. Like he was prepping me because he know I'll be grossed out, right? But as it happened, he gave Jeffrey a hug first, and then he gave me a hug. And I was like, yep, I knew it. And as soon as we walked out, I was like, babe, I knew he was gonna hug us. And I didn't feel like grossed out or anything. I just felt like this man just needed someone to talk to, and he needed that human connection. Because when you look at him, like you would think that maybe he's crazy or something because he doesn't look. And so like we were talking about God to him and just to trust God and to keep praying, and that we're going to pray for him tonight. And I even made the kids pray for him last night. And I pray that God is able to get him whatever he needs, like mentally, get his mind good. If he has any situation that it gets resolved, you know, whatever it is, right? And with all that to say is that the miracle was us being there and being able to see outside of ourselves, and to not think about, I guess also to be so grateful that with our circumstances, it could be worse. Not that we want it to be worse, but just perspective, right? We have healthy children. We have a roof over our head. We have food on the table. We have each other's support. And like, just, I guess, a reminder for the next years to come, to just remember that moment and to just be like, whether we're going through something good or bad, just to be humble enough to know that we're good, that God got us, and God will help us through anything, and he will provide, because this entire year he has been providing. Like I think once we're out of this season, I will share probably more how he's provided for us day by day. And yeah, I just think this anniversary, it surprised me in ways that I didn't expect. If I was looking back 10 years ago when we got married, we thought we would be getting a vow renewal for our 10-year anniversary. Since we didn't have like a big wedding, like we wanted to do like a destination vow renewal, but we never, obviously we didn't do that, right? Just that, like, just thinking about where my mind was back then and now, it's like a completely different story. But I just felt like helping that man was like a gift, and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. Jeffrey and I are laughing because we're finally bonding about notebooks and pens. He's obsessed now.
Look.
He found this for me, but then I showed him this one, and he's like, oh, it's so nice. It took us 20 years to get here.
This one's fire. I like how the design looks. And it's blue. Blue's my favorite color. The only downfall is like if it was blank, for sure. I would like, it would reach the top of the top. But the fact that it has lines, I'm okay with it. I like the exterior, the latch.
Yeah, the latch makes it look like it's an ancient history book.
There's bigger versions too.